Supreme Court today agreed on a plea as far as this is the Tamil Nadu's government plea against the refusal of the governor to appoint senior DMK leader K Ponmudy as a minister in the state cabinet. The governor has recently refused to re-induct the senior DMK leader and the former higher education minister into the state cabinet, saying that it would be against constitutional morality. We have my colleague Sam Daniel joining us. But let's first just listen in to what is really being said by the DMK.
The governor's behavior day by day is going bizarre. His actions are not supported by law, not supported by convention, not supported by what the Supreme Court has said. When Mr. Ponmudy's conviction was stayed, the conviction was stayed by the Supreme Court only to enable him to become an MLA. So it is axiomatic, when he becomes an MLA, he suffers no disqualification to become a minister. This has been clarified by any number of Supreme Court judgments and any number of High Court judgments. By virtue of the Supreme Court's stay on conviction, Mr. Ponmudy is automatically re-nominated as the MLA. Therefore, he ought to be made as a minister. Who is this gentleman to come and comment upon whether he is tainted or not? The Supreme Court will ultimately decide.
Sam Daniel joining us. Sam, it's the government versus the governor in Tamil Nadu yet again.
That's right. The tug of war between the ruling DMK and the Governor RN Ravi continues, and this time over the re-induction of disqualified Minister Ponmudy, whose conviction has been stayed by the Supreme Court recently, Divya. Soon after the Supreme Court had stayed his conviction and the sentence in the disproportionate assets case, the Chief Minister had written to the Governor asking him to immediately swear him in as the minister, either the same evening or the next morning. The Speaker's office also had declared that he will become a minister. The notice that was announced earlier that he ceases to be an MLA was withdrawn. But the governor chose to fly to Delhi the next morning on a personal visit, and now he has written to the Chief Minister saying that the Supreme Court has not set aside the conviction, has only suspended the conviction, and on these grounds he says he will not swear him in as minister, which the ruling DMK calls it as a contempt of court and is moving the Supreme Court. And this is in continuation of this kind of a standoff between the ruling DMK and the governor. In the past, the governor had delayed giving assent to several bills passed in the Tamil Nadu Assembly. He sent them back after a long delay, and then the state government had to reenact them to get his assent. Similarly, in the appointment of in certain bills, with regard to the governor's powers over appointment of vice chancellors to the universities too, he had delayed.
Right.
And with regard to the release of convicts who had to be released prematurely, the recommendation by the Tamil Nadu cabinet was not accepted by him, and ultimately the Supreme Court had to use its own powers to release them. So the larger picture, the ruling DMK alleges as the central government, the BJP, using governors in opposition ruled states to scuttle and undermine the powers of newly elected governments. But the governor in the past has rejected those criticisms, saying that he goes by the books and he has powers to indefinitely withhold past bills, saying that such withholding would only mean a gracious way of saying no. And the BJP also has denied any role in that kind of a stand by the governor, saying they go by the books. Divya.